another successful annual meeting. And thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to be here and to sport the blue corduroy and represent 15,025 FFA members and 152 FFA chapters from around the state this morning. Now, we are all familiar with classic examples of true friendship, whether that's David and Jonathan from the Bible, Bo and Luke Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard, or Buzz Lightyear and Woody from the movie Toy Story. But my personal favorite is the friendship between Sheriff Andy Taylor and Deputy Barney Fife from the Andy Griffith Show. And my parents very wisely called upon these two characters to help raise me, and I learned a lot of life lessons as I watched them solve problems and fight crime in the small town of Mayberry. Now, Andy and Barney find themselves in a very unique situation in Mayberry. Their small town roots have taught them that their relationships with people are their most important assets, and they do things differently. They uphold the law, but sometimes it's by using unconventional methods. But all the same, they always do what is best for their fellow citizens. Rafe Hollister, Otis Campbell, Emma Watson, Ernest T. Bass, Andy and Barney use their positions not to overpower these people, but to show them that they care about them. And for Andy, that manifests itself in him not carrying a gun. And for Barney, it means him having to disregard an occasional parking violation or jaywalker. But all the same, they show the people in their town that they care and they value their relationships above all else. And I point out this friendship because I believe that it represents the relationship that Kentucky FFA is proud to have with Kentucky Farm Bureau. As fellow advocates for the agricultural industry, we value people above all else, and we work to show the people of Kentucky that we care through our advocating for the agricultural industry. Kentucky Farm Bureau serves as the voice of Kentucky agriculture by serving thousands of farm families from all across the state that make up the very foundations of Kentucky. As Kentucky FFA, we work to grow leaders, build communities, and strengthen agriculture. And this value set that we share has given us a very strong relationship, but it has also set us up, like Andy and Barney, as two servant-led organizations that are looked to as leading forces in our Commonwealth. Just as you might find Andy and Barney working to plan the annual Founders Day Parade, you'll find Kentucky FFA and Kentucky Farm Bureau working in local communities to share the message of agriculture. And that's a message of pride. It's a message of tradition, family, character, and leadership. In the culture that we live in, we find that people are finding more value in possessions than in people, and more value in the gift than the giver. But FFA and Farm Bureau are different. We believe that developing people is the key to growth and progress. And through this commitment to building people, it has set us up for success, not only in our organizations, but it's given us the opportunity to take the agricultural industry forward. As Kentucky Farm Bureau, you work in the state and federal legislatures to make sure that the voices of the farmers are being upheld and taken into account. And as you do this, you remind all of us how much that we have in this state to be proud of, and you inspire us to remember how much we love Kentucky. And as Kentucky FFA, this year we are working to inspire a widespread return to servant leadership in hopes that we can ignite change in our industry and remind local communities of the deep impact of agriculture. In the episode Andy and Barney on Trial, Barney sums up the attitude that they have in the Mayberry Sheriff's Office. And he says, when you're a lawman and you're working with people, you do a whole lot better if you go not so much by the book, but by the heart. In Kentucky Farm Bureau, Kentucky FFA is proud to work with you, proud of your friendship and how you help us work on the forefronts of our industry, dealing with people, even though it's very difficult sometimes, but always leading by the heart. Thank you so much for joining us this year and every year as we work to grow leaders, build communities, and strengthen agriculture. Congratulations and best of luck on the rest of your annual meeting. Thank you all.